one of the ACs just stopped working, and it was a standing AC, and I went to where they're selling, and they said, Panasonic is now 400 and something. Is it not to blow here? It's said 400 and something. And you see, you must have the thinking. And I looked at it thinking, I said, no, this is out of the ordinary. I can't buy this for 400 and something. And the lady said to me, and we've just gotten a new deal, a new brand called, I'm not advertising for any. He said, we've just got a brand that is Royal. Oh, you want to try it? I said, okay, how much is Royal? He said 210 or something like that. So the first thing that happened in my brain is that, yes, this one gives me a cash flow of, I can save almost 200,000. Then if Panasonic is to last 5 years and this one lasts 2 years, I will have recovered. And I can then, whatever it is. You know the interesting thing, because some of these things we're just buying brand name. That my wife is here, that air conditioner is the one working in my house. Do you understand? You must be able to think outside the box. Now you must have passive income, infinite returns, that when you are sleeping, something is coming in. Do we understand? So I mentioned that. So these are the ways you build capacity, because when I talk about, that means you must be reasonable rather than be rational. You have to be reasonable. This thing. That's the kind of thinking I'm trying to let us imbibe this morning. So when you want to go into all this investment that we're talking about, we want to go into all this, you plan against for your family. Please. That is because no wife or no husband or no child wants to see their things thrown on the street because daddy cannot pay house rent. But I can tell you, if you plan properly, these things are possible. Flexibility. Now, I want to start rounding up so that we can take some few questions and I leave. You must test yourself. What do I mean by testing yourself? Hang out, I said it yesterday. Relationship. Relationship, there is nothing money can do that relationship cannot do. What I mean relationship, good relationship, good networking with people. Relationship is also money. Do we all agree? So test yourself, like I said yesterday. Hang around with eagles, not chickens. As when you get home today, go and write down. Do you have 3 or 4 or 5 people that you can call on? Let us do this business together. Or when you have an emergency that can solve your problem. Are we on the same page? And I need to say this. The person need not to be your age mate or whatever. Anybody. I have about 2 or 3 people. They are not even as old as I am. But we are always operating on the same page. I traveled some time ago. I think it was last year, either November either November thereabout. I went to Enugu and I needed to do something. With the amount of money I went with, I was shocked because by the time I saw the person insisted that he was going to get 3 million extra. And he said, if I don't pay then, that deal is off. One, there is no talking with me. There is nothing with me. And I said, look, just hold on. Right in front of me, I said, I'm going to call somebody and you are likely, we will get the money. The man just smiled. And I called that gentleman. He's a junior. He said, look, I need 3 million now. I said, okay, give me the account number. The gentleman looked at me. He said, is he going to send? I said, he's going to send it. Because I have that integrity and that relationship with that person. The money came in within 2. The man said, I've received the alert. I said, yes. He said, but this gentleman didn't even ask you what you want to do with it. I said, he's not going to ask me because he knows I will not just spend anyhow. Because we are always operating on the same page. And God solved that problem. Imagine I do not have anybody to call. Please test it. That's how you explain that money. So for me, you need to do that. No excuses. When you do things, never be. I've said that. The last thing I want you to note is that at times we keep a lot of dead assets too. I don't even want to call it dead assets. How do I put it? Something that is not useful It's only in Nigeria that people have 10 cars, 20 cars. But you see, people who have them can afford them. If yourself and your wife are operating and working on the same area, and you think you can use one car and use the other car for Uber or for whatever it is, please, we are talking about what? Investment. We are talking about capacity. A young man spoke to me about a week and a half ago. There was a property he bought from us. And he said, sir, do you have anyone do you have anybody that just bought from you? I want to rent. I said, but what about it? He said, look, I want to do Airbnb. I said, okay, you now? He said, because I will be making almost in a month what I am collecting, what I'm going to be paying as rent. What am I saying to you? When it comes to capacity building, there is no emotional attachment. Emotional what? Attachment. You must be able to detach and say, look, I am either swapping an asset, I'm doing this. Because you are not moving that money to go and dance in front of Obey or Sonny. You are moving the money to what? To reinvest. So and when the guy did the analysis, I said, you are thinking. He said, look, I'll be making almost this X amount on a monthly basis, which within 3 months, I'll be making what I need to pay as my rent. So for me, I want us to know that all these things I'm talking about, they are not a mirage. They are visible. They are available. Investment is the key, is the way to go if you want to build capacity. But like I said, as I conclude, I will not stand in front of you and tell you this is how to invest. The only thing I can tell you is have a diversified investment portfolio. Have a multiple stream of income. Anything, no matter how small, it brings in money, little drops of what people think. You must think outside the box. So I need to add this, and I stop. You can use debt, you can borrow money to build capacity, provided there's a caveat, provided you are sure. I don't want to say the word being sure, but you can. There's something we call calculated risks. And if for any reason it goes, you must know how to move on, put it behind you and move on and recover from that. That is what a lot of people cannot do. That's when we talk about obstacles and challenges. You once it doesn't go, know when to exit, move on, and God will always, and there will always be an opportunity to cover up whatever you have lost. The reason why I said it's always very difficult if you don't do a calculated risk with debts is that I always tell about Nigerian system. Whatever you want to do and you are taking money at 20% or 18%, they'll do facility, availability charges and all those things. You have to be very sure of what you are doing, because the computer in the bank doesn't sleep. Whether there is a holiday or whatever, it's a multiplying, it's a compounding word, interest. And you will have seen that when I kept on talking, I was not talking about arithmetical growth of your money in terms of investment. I'm talking about multiplier. You have to multiply your money. Geometric growth, multiplication. Just like interest in the bank is also compounding. I think with this, we have about 5 minutes if there are things that we want to ask. 30 for questions. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so the floor is open. If there are things that people want to find out, the floor is open.
Thank you, sir, for the teaching, but I have a question.
Go ahead, that's why you are standing.
For married couples, when the wife realizes that the husband is a spender and she is the saver, she saves. So you say something about them being on the same page.
Yeah.
How can she moderate? Is it good for her to still be open to her husband? Thank you, sir.
Now, you see, Very lovely question. Very lovely question. If you are on the same page, right? I need to say habits die hard. Habits do what? Die hard. But you need to let the person understand the beauty of where you are going. That's why I said the two must be on the same page. When you say be on the same page, what I mean is that if the wife is saving and the husband is spending, that means you have not actually sat down to agree. Because if you agree, let me explain what it means to you. I will not stand in front of you and say have a joint account if it's not going to work for you. But you can have an investment account. What do I mean? If you know your husband likes spending money, if you both agree that every month we want to put X amount into this account, that X amount is meant to achieve a particular purpose. So, and if both of you have agreed that you want to achieve that purpose, then he has no choice but to because except you don't agree, that is then when I see there's nobody that doesn't have that challenge. You must be in a position to be able to do that. Are you satisfied? No, that I do. If you are not satisfied, let us trash it out so that you will understand. Let's assume that the two of you has agreed to buy a car, and the car is 1 million. That's why I said your goals, your objectives must be smart, must be realizable, must have timelines, must be achievable. So, and you've agreed that, look, this 1 million, we want to achieve it in 6 months. Because this is what you are going to put down, this is what you are going to put down. Do you understand? So, you are already on the same page. Except he's saying, we don't need a car. And you said, we need a car. Then you are not on the same page. So he won't be committed. So, but if you are on the same page, that person will be committed. Or you say, look, my darling, we have, that's why I said seize opportunities. We've just been told in the office that we can buy cars at 0%. All we need to do is to be paying this amount. They'll be deducting this amount from my salary on a monthly basis. So hence and as such, this thing that I'm doing in the house, I will not be able to meet it. So this, if you're on the same page, then it works. So you need to buy. How do I put it? There's always a buy-in. You know, if you don't have that person's buy-in, there's a problem. But you see, the reason why I assume that it should not be difficult is that we are talking about a Christian home, a Christian family. Let us do a pyramid here now. Just a pyramid is a triangle. Put God at the top. Let the wife be here. Let the husband be there. If the wife is here and the husband is here, and God is here, where are they? They are far away from God. But if as the wife goes here and the husband goes here, what are they? They are closer to who? They are closer to God. And as a Christian, you also, we've been taught that you have to pray together at night. You have a family altar. You have all these things. So, except you are not on the same page, or there is an agreement as to what is required at that point in time. I believe that once you both agree, because it's for the good of the family. It's for the good of the family.
That same question.
Yeah.
Can we twist the question?
Yeah, please twist it.
What she just said is, one person is a spender while the other person saves.
Yeah.
Can we say it in such a way that maybe what the wife believes in just to put money in the bank, that's what she believes in terms of saving? And what if the husband is someone that believes in spending and investing? Like he believes in, okay, I want to invest in something that it's probably a long-term goal for the family, and she at that moment does not agree with that decision. So that's why I said, can we twist that question?
I think you are just saying the same thing like I said. You see, the reason why I said you are repeating what I said is that the two of them must have the same buy-in. if it's a long time, that's why I said this kind of conference or this kind of talk is usually very beneficial to when the husband and wife are both seated, or when they both can listen to it, in the sense that if you say something is an investment, is an investment for the family. It's not a personal investment. So it is not meant to be a selfish investment. It's for the best blessing of the family. So I accept, but you see, that thing can also be, you can also deal with the other side of it. Like I said, we all have different attitudes to money. We have different attitudes to money. And you don't want to cow somebody, but I don't need to, once we agree on what we want to do, don't worry, my sister. Once we agree on what we want to do, whatever you want to do with your own money, I mean, as long as you contribute to the general purse. My wife is here. When we are traveling abroad, everybody knows how much everybody is going to spend. But look, this trip, yours is $5,000. When you like. But you see, at the end of the day, the man will always, as a man, you don't spend anything until everybody is about to depart. That's when you will then know that, okay, I can, because before the end of the day, they will have overshot their own, because you are the man of the house. You are meant to make sacrifices than others, because you are the Lord has made you the head of the family. So your own sacrificial level must be higher. No, it's not. You are getting it wrong. It's not that. You see, you have to be on the same page. Okay.
What if you had a joint account?
Yeah.
Like they say they put away fund, and then someone is actually rich and bad.
Thank you.
And then someone thinks, oh, just invest this money. First say no, number one, bang,
Let me say something. If you were here yesterday, or maybe we've forgotten, you see, our appetite to risk differs. Some things that I would do 10 years ago, I will not do it now. Because if I make a mistake, I might not recover. You understand? But if a young man of 30 or 40 decides to do certain things, he still has time to recover. So that's why I said, I won't stand here and tell you this is how to run your family. But I will tell you, I will give you guides as to what. So some people might be risk. Somebody like me, how do I put it? I don't plunge into serious risks. I try to do a bit of calculated risks because of my past experiences. But at the same time, I know that putting that money in the bank will not give me the desired returns. Just like I said, in Nigeria, there is a different environment. Everybody has lost almost 60% or 70% or whatever you have in Naira in the last 5 years. Because in 2015, when they came in, it was 100 and something to the dollar. We moved to 360, we are now on 580. So everybody has lost money. So you need to understand that if that person just wants to keep the money, there are certain things. But you see, like I also said here now, yesterday, and we started, at times your money can give you opportunities. And you capitalize on the opportunities. You take, and then you must be able to convince your partner and think outside the box. Let me give you a very quick example and then answer these questions. About a year ago, somebody called me and said they wanted to sell 2 brand new buses. What I mean by buses, Toyota Sienna 2017 model, 2016-2017 model. And there was an issue in their boardroom, whatever it is, and they were offering the 2 for 28 million. And eventually I said, look, no, nobody wants. Now, they didn't just want to advertise it, and I said, okay, can we pick it for 25 million, the 2? I'm just saying, brand new. A new one was going for over 30 million. Now, when I got home and I mentioned it to my wife, my daughter, what do we want to do with the boss? That was the first reaction. Law school. You know, that's the first reaction. We don't, I mean, even my daughter was vehemently about it, opposed to it. But I looked at it. The first thing that came to my mind is this. A car of 30 million, I am going to get for 15 million. Or I'm going to get for 30 million. This is a brand new car. The only reason they are selling is because it's not the latest model. 2 models have come out after it. The engine is still the same thing. What is wrong in having a brand new car in the house for the next 5 years that will give you peace? Then you can push out 1 or 2 of the old ones and then readjust. Everybody was vehemently opposed to it. But I stood my ground because I saw it. This is an opportunity. Now the car is useful to everybody. You understand? So you need to guide. You must be on the same. There are times you need to say, look, this is good for the family. You understand? This is good for. So, my dear sister, my dear brother, you weigh the appetite risk of different persons, and then you decide as husband and wife how to navigate those challenges, because you will have to navigate it. It's just like agreeing that, look, my daughter, our children must go to this school or whatever it is, or we need to go to a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom. At the point that an agreement will be arrived at, somebody will justify, or how do I put it? Somebody will have a superior argument because your husband and wife is a Christian home, is a praying home. God can drop something in somebody else's mind. Say, look, that is the way to go. So somebody said, please sir, what do you mean by passive income? A passive income is something that is totally detached from outside what you are doing normally, regularly. It's different, it's out of your day-to-day activity. Maybe somebody is good in FX trading. It's a passive income. If you invest in somebody's business and it's bringing you returns, it's adding to something. So that's what we mean by passive. That is what it then means when we say passive income is whether as you are sleeping, money is coming. You don't have to go physically to go and work before you have money. You understand? That is okay. This is an interesting one. I've not finished reading it, but it's an interesting one. Sir, I need your advice. I bought so shares in 2004. I collected share certificate twice. Since then, I have not done anything about it. I'm thinking of revisiting it. So how do I go about it? If you buy any stocks, we always have registrars. The registrars have your they have every detail about those shares. If I can recollect, Access Bank used to be there. What's it called? Used to be, I know, next to Coronation Merchant Bank now. I can't really readily recollect the vis, but if you Google it, registrar to so bank, it will come up. They have everything. In fact, you might have uncollected dividend warrants. Everything will be there and you can collect it. All they would need to do is for you to go and visit the place with those certificates. If it has not been converted to CS and S, they will convert it for you, and you will. And interestingly, based on projections, stocks will do better this year. Based on projections, nobody is 100. I mean, you understand? I'm always cautious. Based on projections, it's supposed to do better this year, so that you can pick. I think I also mentioned something like that yesterday. I exited from a bank and went into a sukuk investment because I calculated what have I earned from this bank in the last. Because I bought the shares then at 33 naira and it fell down to 7 naira. Okay, sukuk is the how do I put it? Is the Muslim investment that so federal government is asking, they are using to do infrastructures. It's being done. That money is being collected by federal government and being handed over to Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to do roads and do everything. So like it's like a paper investment, just like treasury bills, just like bonds. But it's called sukuk because it's fashioned after the Muslim, whatever it is. So the sukuk bond, I mean, when they did the one in in December, it was 13%. So I looked at it, 13% vis-a-vis what the bank, that bank has not paid me dividend over. So that's what we call financial re-engineering. You have to juxtapose to optimize returns. That's why it's a serious business. So making money is not just sleeping. What I mean by it's not that, but you have to be thinking outside the box. You look at it. I know of people who don't sell anything. They don't sell assets at all because they believe. So you must have your own investment strategy. But the key thing is you are being driven to optimize returns. And you are being driven to get the comfort required for your family. Because all that we're saying is that when you're happy, when everybody in the family is happy, just like my sister said, there will be peace, there will be joy, there will be contentment, there will be love will increase. So nobody wants to operate under tough environment. How do a person develop business sense? No, we might think you see, when you say developing business sense, I cannot really answer it much here. But you see, there are certain things that how do I put it? Some people are not cut out for business. Some people are cut out for business. Just like we said, some people are front office people, back office people. It depends on what God has endowed you with in terms of your inner nature, your personal being, your totality. You understand? Your totality. Some people can smell money like that. It's a blessing from, so for me, when you say business sense, you can just try and start by thinking that, look, I have 10 naira with me. How do I turn this 10 naira into 20 naira? You are developing a business sense. That is, let something propel you. Let something galvanize you to how do I multiply this thing. And then you can, when you look at, a lot of people, you are watching people on YouTube. You are making money for them. Oh. Yeah. It's not free. Oh. Some people are on social media. They are making money. All those subscribe, all those like. It's for their own. So don't think some people are there and they are making money. It's also business. So try and do, okay, let me give you, when you say how do I develop business sense, something just came to my mind. Anytime my mom takes any house help, she's been a business person all her years, and she's almost 90 now. When they're going out to the shop, she will now tell her that, look, we have freezers in the house. They have freezer in the house. This freezer is not doing anything. Put water, put all this, go and buy pure water, turn it into ice blocks. And when they get to the shop, say, look, you can start selling it. Add that to your salary. So those those house helps are always wondering that, and we are making money. You buy a 200 pack of ice pure water, and you come home and you're selling a pack that has become ice block. They are probably selling it double the price, and they say, I've made 400 money. So that is the way that's the way to develop business sense. Once you can say, this thing can grow, this thing can grow, then your antennas will start being up. You understand? So, but like I said, not everybody can be a business person, because when you see real business people, they take risks, and nothing bothers them. As we are talking about calculated risk, they go in, there's a problem, they forget about they move on and they make money because it's God endowed. I really want to have multiple streams of income, but I have little faith in people. Or will I say I'm a perfectionist and this is limiting my capacity? What do I do? I share your pains. No. You see, One thing that is totally absent, well, that is very rare in Nigeria is honesty. Even within the Christians. When I have issue, I have a style. The minute you come before me and you say I'm a Christian, I raise my bar. Let me find out from myself from your actions. The minute you say, and I'm a Christian, because I have been dealt with, I've been gullible in the past. Once they say they are Christian, I just let out my. Now once they say I'm a Christian, I just cover the. Let's see that. So I share your pain when you said that. But you see, the funny thing is you can't operate in isolation. To make money, you need people. So make money, you need people. I repeat it, to make money, you need. So you still need to find a way how to relate. You can now put your checks and balances, your guards. You do all sorts of things. What I mean is, that's why I said when you look at personal, when you look at investing, when you talk about cooperative society, when you talk about investment clubs, you see, what are those things meant for? If you are contributing to 200,000 a month and you are 10, you are likely to make 2 million in a month. And you have 2 million, you can use that money to do more than what your 200 can do, is to have capacity. But are those people like minds? You must first of all articulate, because I have a life experience now. He's the president that went away with the money. I mean the leader of the group. But you see, that did not, you see, if you say because of a problem, you will not do anything, you won't move forward. Somebody that has a car accident, he will be taken away from that place with a car. You understand? So you need to just ensure, I mentioned it here now, integrity. And incidentally, incorruptible seed, it means integrity. You cannot decay. Integrity. So you need to watch out if there is integrity. How do you manage debt and grow capacity? The first thing is, if you want to borrow, you borrow for something meaningful. That is, you want to use it to generate more returns. So that's one to we need to first of all address that. When you say managing debt, it's not a debt to go and buy something that is not. You are using the debt to finance something that will bring a better returns. So, but when you say how do I grow capacity? Now, when you are talking about capacity, we mentioned it yesterday. Capacity are probably divided into 4 or 5 different folds. What are you yourself, or what do you have in terms of skill? That is capacity. What do you have in terms of what can you add? What can you what can you sell to me that can make me to reward you? In terms of, when I say capacity, what is your skill? What is your level of operation? What is somebody that is kusat and he wants to build capacity, he's just joking. Because you need to go above that, you need to move on and on. You understand? Everybody knows now. Somebody like me now, I am not IT savvy because of my age, whereas those kids that are born into it, when they take this phone, some things that they will do with this phone, but what I'm saying is, presently, you look at what is trending. Everybody knows it's IT now. So you need to go and develop capacity along that line to be able to benefit and reap the rewards that is going along that line. When you talk about capacity in terms of money, in terms of funding, that's part of what we have said now. There are 2 ways. Is it that you have the right connection, right set of people to help out? That's why you need a group. You need a group of people. That's why I said hang around with eagles, not chickens. People that you will discuss and you'll be on the same page. I said, look, what if we do this? What if we agree to move forward on this thing? What if we do? That's how to build capacity. And when we said something, building capacity in terms of investment, you can also do the same. We've said something here this morning. Somebody that knows how to bake cake and it's just a passion can turn it into money-making venture. That's building capacity. That's, so many things can be done. There is nothing that cannot fetch money if you turn it to money-making venture. But you have to refine it. You have to make it attractive to people for them to come to you. I don't know whether you have to make it attractive to people for people to come to you. How can someone in heavy debt and a failed business recover? Took a bank loan and COVID happened. How do I recoup? Now, you see, in saying this, how can somebody, okay, heavy debt and a failed business, the first thing I need to tell this person is that you must have the proper mindset that this is just a challenge and I will overcome it. Because the minute you allow it to weigh you down, you won't be able to think constructively. You will not be able to do what? Think constructively. It's just a temporary setback. It is not the end of the road. And let me say this. Yesterday I said I can always use myself as an example. Whatever this person is saying, even it's not COVID. Me, I borrowed money heavily on during shares before we now have the meltdown of 2008. When you say borrowed heavily, so somebody like me, I said I am a product of grace. I sold an asset, a heavy asset that just put it behind. But God has been faithful. We're moving on. You understand? So, but if you allow it to get you, you will not be able to move forward. So the first thing is, if you took a bank loan, go to the bank. That's one thing people don't know about banks. Go to the bank, restructure, tell them the challenge. Even CBN asked them to restructure people who had COVID issues. Tell them, don't run away from your bankers. Tell them the challenge, tell them what you intend to do, tell them if they believe in you, you will be surprised. They can even give you more money. The first thing is, how do I convince this person that I'm in control? So you can recover. And then if your business is something that happened, you know, a lot of people have COVID related business, people in hospitality business and things like that. Some of them are just recouping, but all the same, if you can also look at other areas that you can go into, or you have somebody that you want to leverage on and say, okay, fine, these are the challenges I have, this is the way I want to go, or you can ask people to invest in you. That's why I say integrity is very important. I said, look, these are my challenges, and this if you want to do a new business, then you might not now go the bank way and say, okay, fine, can I have people who, family members who can contribute or can help, things like that. But all these issues that I'm talking about has to do with integrity. Do these people believe in you? Who are you? What have you done to make sure that they invest in you? Because a lot of us have burned the bridge. You probably go to an uncle, I need 50,000. Please borrow me 50,000. And you took the 50,000 and you didn't come back. For somebody like me, I will hold it against you. Not that I won't, because you said, you didn't say give me, borrow me. There's a difference. Okay, this is the 50,000, now take it. But you just think it's an entitlement mentality. Let me tell him something and take the money. I'll give you. But you've burnt your bridge. There's no second time. So if you have those kind of challenges, you can always readjust. Go, and that's the essence of this with uncle or wherever. Even if you are friends that you've hurt or you've done something, let them know that you've turned a new leaf. Let them see it, and then you can, because along the way, as we grow up, as you move in life, relationship is key. What money cannot, relationship will do much more than what money can do. So I don't know. I think this is the last one. This is perfect. Please state specifics, paper money, commodity trading and services an individual can invest in. In Nigeria, where inflation, uncertainty, fraudsters are many, how can you guide your finance from them? An instance is investing in forex, crypto, and company collapsed and you lost all your investment. I will take it one by one. You see, the first thing again which I forgot to mention, and thank God for this person that answered this question, is if you are driven by greed, you will run into problems. If somebody says he wants to multiply money for you, the Yorubas always ask or say something, and to my dash off your tarela. That is, if somebody says he wants to double money, why did he double it for his family members and let them get away from poverty? Why should I be the one? Are you? So you're thinking, the mindset must always be up and think. So we must not be driven by greed. So the first thing is specifics. We've mentioned specifics in paper money. When we talk about paper money, we're talking about treasury bills. Those are fixed returns. They have fixed. When you go to the bank and you have a fixed deposit, it's a paper. If you have bonds, it's paper. If you have what's it called, mutual funds, it's paper. What do I mean is that's what they will give you in return for your investment, and you have your interest paid quarterly or whatever. It is fixed. Those are paper, specific paper money. Then you say commodity trading. There's so many people are into cashew nuts, people are into cocoa, people are into palm oil, everything. I know somebody doing what was it? He ships yam powder to America. But the critical thing I need to say, I keep saying, is a caveat. You must know about the business. If you want to do it and you don't know about it, first of all, learn the tricks. There is no business that doesn't have its tricks, especially in this Nigeria, because there are no systems to protect you. If you don't do the right thing, your container is at the ports. Instead of it getting out, all the things you want to ship, it gets rotten there, and it's not taken out. Huh? So please, that is number one. Know about it. Everything palm oil. In Nigeria, where inflation, uncertainty, you see, if you keep focusing on the negative, you will not do anything. Just like I said this morning, as we were coming on that radio program, in this same Nigeria, people are making it. If you have that mentality that Nigeria is not good, Nigeria will not be good to that person. Nigeria is good, and you will reap the benefits of Nigeria. So for me, the first thing is, if you want to invest in any of these companies, first of all, check them out. Are they registered by CBN? What are the, I mean, there's a registration, there's stocks exchange. There's so many things people are just running into because of this zeal to make money and doesn't want to work. That's why you become, and this greed, you become a captive to this kind of people. I think there was one that they reported, a former banker, and he swindled a lot of people, billions, and he took everything to Canada. Somebody has anybody read about it? Eh? With the wife. It took a lot, but they're going to come back. What I mean, they because Interpol is, they have been set up on Interpol, they will forfeit those assets and things like that. So it is also a factor that once it is money doubling, MMM, what I mean by all these things, look, how do I put it? There was this man that also, more Ponzi scheme. No, I was there to recollect the name of one guy in the 90s that also did that for virtually a lot of people on Ireland there. I've forgotten the name. And so please, cryptocurrency, all these things. If you want to do all those things, the first thing, part of the laws we said yesterday, don't take extreme financial decisions. Diversify your asset portfolio. If you want to go into cryptocurrency, they make money from it, but they're high risk. It's a very high risk. So if you are somebody that will do a long distance, you wait. If it goes up and it now comes down, wait until, and then you exit. Just like I said yesterday, everybody must have an exit plan of whatever you want to do. So, okay, last question. How does one barely earning a minimum wage begin to diversify and create multiple streams of income? The first thing is that, do you have a passion? What do you do? What do you love doing? No matter how small you have, is a seed. Anything. It's just for you to say, what do I want to do? You have a small income. Okay, fine. Can you go into dry cleaning business? We have people who are just security guards in the offices who now comes, we have somebody washing, they come and collect your clothes, they wash and return to you. You see, that's why I said, what services are you do you want to render? To make money, you must solve a problem. To make money, you must do what? You must solve a problem. Okay, fine. All these guys in the bank, all these people here, they hardly have time. You must provide for them. Some people do package foods and take it to meet people in the offices. You understand? That's building capacity. It's not until you have 100 million or 100,000 or whatever it is. Just think of something that you do. Even, you know, the interesting thing that people don't know, that's what I mentioned yesterday. Trading. If you are buying something in mainland and you want to go and sell on the island, you make money. It's just for you to understand where to sell. You know, there are personal shoppers now online. Personal shoppers. They will shop and come and bring it. You don't need, you are using the person's money to shop for the person. You are creating a service and you are making money. So that's just to tell that person, you don't need, you are using the person's money. So look, somebody can go to, in those days, you see all these things that we call personal shopping or creating issues. These are things we have done in the past when we were very, as new couples or whatever it is, everybody will contribute money. You buy a cow and they will kill and share it and put it in the freezer, or you go and buy a basket of tomatoes and things like that. It's all, what you are doing is you are reducing your expenses. So that person, there's so many things you can do on the lower level. I know how to maintain. I like maintaining cars. When I do auto detailing on cars myself, because it's a way of doing exercise. I had a driver who said, Saturday when I'm doing it, he said, that is what he's living on now. Lucky, that's what he's living on now. He said, you see, polishing, auto detailing, what do you need? Hose, water. And then you clean the car and you make money. That's what he's doing in Mowe, or where he's living now. Auto detailing. And he's making more money than earning a salary as a driver. That is building capacity. That is diversifying income. If he gets to a level, he can then now ask some people, get people more on, and then he can also do something else. That is multiple streams of income. But as we end, the Nigerian factor is there. If you don't have a control system, your money will just be evaporating. Let me give you the last story and we end. I have a senior friend who had an hotel business, and every time he goes, his drinks are always intact. So he's like, are we running an hotel and people are not drinking? We have not sold today. So he went there one day with all of them and installed cameras. You know what they were doing? They were bringing their own drinks through the back door, putting it in the freezer and selling their own drinks to customers. So he said, Shebi, you want your drinks to be complete. Your drinks is complete. So the man just said, he got home and he told his wife, said, look, how much are they even paying you in this bank? Today, you are no longer working in the bank. As from today, is that hotel from morning till evening. When you leave, I take over. You understand? It's a control system measure. And the anticipated returns have started coming in. Because before, now at times they said they decide to sleep overnight. That is the Nigerian factor. Because before he will leave at 11. As he's leaving, those who want to sleep overnight are at the reception or drinking. So the minute he drives off, they sleep by 5 or 5:30. They have gone and they have collected, the people have collected money from them. But now that he sleeps there with his wife, how do you do that? It's a control measure. All I'm saying is that whatever you want to go into, you must understand the tricks and everything that backs it up. I know what we have done today is just, yesterday and today, is just to sensitize ourselves and ensure that we don't have the same mindset again. And just like we've said, I want to come back and hear testimonies that the stories have changed. I want to come back and hear that some of these things benefited me, and that these things is no longer, things are no longer the same, because like I said, we are Christians. We are meant to rule and reign, and the God factor can never be left out, which is do your bit, your tithe, your seed, your offering, key into it, because this God factor is nevertheless I thy word. I will, because you can know everything, and if that factor is missing, you will continue to labor and labor and labor and no returns. The Lord will grant us returns. The Lord will grant us rewards. 2022 will be a year for us of increase and abundance. We will look back and say, God, we thank you. To all be the glory. Thank you for the opportunity. The Lord bless you.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Man, sensitization. You know, there is sensitization, then there is workshop. So what we have done is sensitization, like the general overview. We look forward to, I think, having Daddy more around when we now go into the details. You know, today now what we've done, like yesterday and today, is sensitization. This is what you can do. But at times, like, we now need to go into, you know, the nitty gritty, auto. Exactly, you know, the nitty gritty of everything, where we dissect each of the segments and you know, we pick it one after the other, and what we we'll call it how to, yes, the how to go into the drawing board and getting things done. Thank you so much, sir. We are really, really, really grateful, and from our serving overseer, I want to say thank you so much on behalf of him. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so blessed, and you know, if we are allowed to continue, I'm sure some people still have questions. You know, some people still have questions. They just feel that, don't let me be like I'll be the one keeping everybody in church and would not go. Yeah, I know some people still have questions, but it is what it is. We have to end this for now, and we trust that the Lord will have you back sometime, maybe later in the year, by God's grace. Yeah. So where we can actually, we'll give you a board, Daddy. We'll give you a board. I know that you want to. Yeah, we'll give you a board. We'll give you a board, and we'll allow you. You know, we sit under, and you know, we need to learn. We need to learn. We everybody's allergic to knowledge now. We have to keep learning. We keep learning. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Daddy. God bless you, and the Lord honor you in the name of Jesus. The Lord will cause you to, your head will lack no oil in the name of Jesus. It would expand you. It will cause you to go from strength to strength, from glory to glory, from victory to victory in the name of Jesus. You will never know a better yesterday in the name of Jesus. It will cause you to rise in the name of Jesus, to be